Are better going into the work for next week with this behind us than if it was...
They don't think of themselves as eco-warriors, but these villagers are firmly against fracking. This morning they welcomed the recommendation that it shouldn't go ahead nearby, but say their fight isn't over, with the final council decision being taken next week.
The traffic is really not viable in this area. The roads are very narrow country lanes. It's actually difficult for two ordinary cars to pass each other. An HGV takes up the whole road.
It's been seen that it can be rejected, and I think the tide is very much flowing against it.
Next week our job will be to show that far from that being the end of it, it's just the starting point for how and why this planning application is not appropriate.
A very welcomed victory, a surprising victory, but it is just a battle, if you like. There's a whole war to go yet.
They're worried that this rural area could become industrialised with pollution, noise and traffic, big concerns. But the company which wants to fracture the rock to release shale gas says the worries are unfounded and it's a vital resource.
We believe the potential is to supply potentially between a quarter, maybe up to half of UK gas demand, not just from this area. And with North Sea gas running out, and it's running out quite quickly, it's very important that we find gas to heat our homes and for people to cook their food.
The Fylde is a popular tourist area, and this ice cream parlour has thrived for 50 years. Its owner says his local customers all have strong views on fracking, and he's torn by the arguments for and against.
I'm for it to a certain degree, but I can see the objections to it too. You're worried about it spoiling the countryside, but also you know that there's a resource down there that needs to come out.
So you could see both sides of the argument?
See both sides, yeah.
You can't help but be absolutely terrified.
Meetings about fracking have filled village halls in this area. Those against it say they hope that next week the council will vote to leave their community alone.